But okay, so I guess the music isn't bothering you. But what I'm really, somebody, not loud here. Thank you so much. I'll look into the Colorado Scholarship. Good. And look, actually, I just did another report that's really inexpensive because it shows you how to find training money and scholarship money, free colleges. I mean, there's so much free college you could go to. You don't have to pay all that money if you know where to go. I got this listing too. And so if you go right on the front page of leskotutor.com, you'll see it, and it teaches you, it shows you, it takes you a sample state and then shows you how to find that money in any state. But let's go on and we'll, the music is good, okay. Let's go on and let me cover the topic of the day. Yeah, last week I spent a lot of time, I have a close friend whose business is going down the toilet, okay. Been at it for a long time. They have credit card debt up to, they got hooked up with some loan sharks too, it sounded like, who has another thing. Don't have a lot of assets, so they're underwater, really bad. Business is shrinking. I mean, it's an old-time business, so that's why the world changes around us, so we can't keep track of all this stuff. And they're dying and drowning, and they need help. Now, I can certainly, what I'm good at is showing you people where to go. So I love telling people where to go. So I told them about where they live in Virginia, down in Harrisonburg, Virginia. I told them, contact the local small business development center. Okay, these small business development centers. These are free. Okay, hello, Kesha. I'm sorry, I didn't read that well. It's on my iPhone I'm reading. So the Small Business Development Center, you can find the Small Business Development Center anywhere by going to Americas, AMERICAS, SBDC.org. So that's Americas, plural, .org, O-R-G, AMERICAS, SBDC.org. There's a map to show you how to find the local one. That's what this guy did. He found the local one. He made an appointment with a counselor, because these are free people. They get government money to do this for free. They get county money, they get state money, they get federal money. Ooh. That's a good one. And they help you for free. So I went down with him. Man, the guy who helped us there, we spent about an hour and a half. Yeah, he was terrific. I mean, he went over all the things, went over every problem he had, showed how to should he go bankrupt? Should he not go bankrupt? How to call your credit card companies, what to say to your credit card companies, and then if they say that, what do you do next and everything? And he said, don't use a company to do this because they're going to make the same phone call you do, and they're going to get a lot of money that you could use for doing the same thing you could do for America's SBDC. Somebody put a note on there that Americas.org. No, Americas SBDC. Americas.SBDC and .org. And you find, and this guy was terrific. And also, I mean, explaining how this happens to people and the rich people, how Donald Trump lives off of all these bankruptcies. Yeah, what he does is buy a company real cheap because he says, he goes to the creditors and says, I'm going to go bankrupt, so I'll give you a dollar on every $100 I owe you. And you either take that or we go bankrupt and you're home. Nothing. So he was teaching us all how to do that and everything. I mean, it's wonderful. He said, try this first. I keep bankruptcy in mind, but go through this process first. It's just like a numbers game. Nobody cares. And they could stop. He said, when you call credit card companies tomorrow and say, hey, I'm going to go bankrupt and I'd like to work something out, then they have the power right there to just press a button on your account, and then you don't get any more of these, paying an extra $500 or $5,000 a month because of late fees and all that. They could stop that by doing anything, just a little switch of the button or whatever. Sir, America's, no dot in America's SBDC. It's not americas.sbdc.org. It's a website, so it's americasSBDC.org, okay? I'm reading notes here that people are telling me. So, I mean, he was great and really just telling me, a reality, because we take all these bad things so personally, and this guy was like a priest too. We left there so elevated, and felt that this was what we really need. I mean, reality is reality, and then if somebody sits down with you and explains everything that can possibly happen, what's going to happen, if this happens, and then what's going to happen when that happens. See, the problem, I think, what we have, anxiety and can't sleep at night because of the unknown. So this guy was able, in an hour and a half, evaluate the whole situation, lay out a game plan, how to do it, step by step, and he said, sure, you can hire somebody to do it for you, but they're just going to take a lot of money for what you could do for free. Oh, it's a little like cha-cha-cha. And so went home and do that. And then we're talking about, well, okay, now if we go bankrupt, okay, now he starts, he just knows because he's from the area. He knows what a building like that is worth. Know how much you're probably going to get, particularly if it's a distress and have to sell it or whatever. How much is that going to go to the credit card companies? Because they don't want you to go bankrupt, because then they get nothing. A credit card company has no lien on anything. So if you go bankrupt, they're the last in line. So you get their attention by saying, yeah, my option is to go bankrupt, or you give me a deal that I really could live with, And then for bankruptcy, because we're exploring that thing too, he knows lawyers to do that, and the bankruptcy lawyers, which I didn't know until I did that, if you go bankruptcy, they live not on you paying, but on a piece of the payout. And I don't know what that is, but that's a percentage. So it's not out of pocket. It's out of pocket because it's money you're not going to get. The lawyer's going to get for arranging it all. But for doing a straight bankruptcy, where you're dividing up the assets versus staying in business, is it's no out of pocket for you right there. And it postpones it. And the thing is, you could stop. It's going to take a couple months to do all the bankruptcy, but you could stop those payment things right away. I think they're paying like $10,000 a month or something, and just late stuff, because they're good sized business. And that's, these small business development, and even though they're for small business, don't forget, you're a business. If you're a freelancer, if you're a contract worker or something, you're making money somehow and not on a payroll, that means you're a business. Now, I don't know if they'd handle if you weren't treated as, if you did like a Schedule C. Don't forget, doing a Schedule C is an easy way to do the taxes on a business. Any help for single moms with kids that have developmental delay? Yes. County. Always start the county. County for any kind of health is terrific. You can't find that, just call 211. Call your county health department and start there. But don't stop there. See, if you don't get what you need, you can't stop. That's the important thing with all this stuff. I'm going to give you one thing. I can't give you 500 things over the thing. It's sort of like say, well, I want a date tonight. And you call one woman or one guy or whatever, and they say no. You're going to stop there if they say no. You can't. You have to keep going. Just like with the music. We got one over here. Your lecture title, Introduction, is now ready. Oh! Okay, so now we're back there. Okay, so, he knows lawyers, he knows the best lawyers in town, because everybody hanging around that town, you go on the internet and get somebody, you're going to get somebody who wants to sell you something, knows how to sell you something, and knows how to get your money. And you can't deal with that. That's sure, they know what to say and everything, but see, this is a free person. What's so great about it, you feel it from their heart coming in, because these people are doing it for free. They're more like priests than they are hucksters that you're going to get on the internet or anywhere else. Somebody's just trying to get money from you and get more money to make their Beamer payment. These people, man, he said, here's my cell phone. You got a question anytime because it was over the weekend. Just call me. Now, of course, you're going to get different people every offices, but that to me is the bottom line. And actually, there's another offices like that. HUD has them where they pay people for personal kind of stuff like that, personal bankruptcies and things like that. And that's the HUD counseling. So that you have the small business development centers and the HUD counseling offices. So if you put HUDcounseling.gov, remember .gov, you want that, or .org, because that means that then they're a nonprofit, to get the help you need. So any other questions? So that's what that's why everybody says, well, you get what you pay for. I think that's nonsense. I think now you get better if you don't pay for it. If you get somebody working more from their heart than from their pocketbook. And sure, there's a lot of nice people do it, they try to do it, but it's hard to get out of that mentality if you're there just for the money, to have that more in mind. Instead of giving you the option of not spending money, which is probably the best for you, but they could find a way to talk you into spending the money because they're motivated to do it. See, and I think it's up to us, the consumers, to figure that out. It's not their, it's a free market, so to speak. Let them not sleep at night, So any other questions? No, that's it. So the two places to deal with bankruptcies, and whether it's a business or you're self-employed, or you have a small business, or you're a freelancer, you go to the Small Business Development Center, and that's Americas, AMERICAS, SBDC.org. So that's one word, those two words into one URL, americas.sbdc.org, and then Google HUDcounseling.gov and make sure you get .gov, and they'll help you for free with all these counseling. And actually, you know what? If you are in trouble financially and have back mortgages due and things like that, a lot of states now have money, like up to 50 grand. They just give you the payback old mortgages and stuff like that, mortgage payments they didn't make. Or another thing they give is like money, 50 grand to lower the mortgage. So you have $200,000 mortgage. Well, they bring it down to 150. So now you got a fraction of that payment, and maybe you can make that instead of the other one. So they're all kind of programs, but it takes work. You're not going to make one phone call. You're not going to make one internet stuff and do that. All this takes energy, and that's why people who selling you stuff just they play on our laziness because we're too lazy to do much of anything. Particularly if it's not our normal job. We're just trying to fight, the world or whatever it is, and we find ways to do that. So it's easy to get our money that way because we're so lazy. Okay, any other questions? I hope to do something else again tomorrow or the next day. But let me know, leave a question here, and I'll answer it within the next day. And I'll be dancing till then. Tell me what kind of music you like, too. Okay, we're back. I'll wait till a few people get here too. So I'm going to go over these things without the music. Boy, I was having so much fun with all that music. It really energized me. So I'm going to have to find some royalty-free music because these people, the Facebook police got off me. Actually, on YouTube, they don't really care. They just don't give you a royalty if they advertise, somebody else's. I mean, if they pay ad money, they give it to the music people. I don't know how they do it, but it doesn't really affect me broadcasting. But if I got it on YouTube now, I got to get rights to my own. So that's, I guess, just a little thing I'll have to figure out later. Whatever. So if anybody has any, a good source of royalty-free music, let me know. Just give me a message or whatever, so I could be dancing and helping. That's what I'd rather do, because that somehow gives you energy, and we need energy really to finish out this life of ours. Otherwise, it gets boring as hell. You don't want to be a stick in the mud and have a bored life because there's too much stuff to do and too much stuff to figure out. Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to do now. Really, my work has been like that for 30, 40 years. And now I'm researching for folks. So I do custom research and show people, dozens and hundreds of programs to pay for them that do that neat stuff that we all want to do in life. And that's the important thing. So many people, they put a roadblock. Man, I can't do this because I don't have a lot of money. Nonsense! There's ways around not having money. Yeah, and that's why you have to, figure those out and figure what, it's not the obvious. See, what Google shows you is what everybody else does and pays for, because that's how Google gets paid. If people advertise and get money from you, and then Google could keep growing, But the places where you could get help for free and even money for free, they don't advertise because they give away things for free. So they're not making money from you. So that's what I do, is show people. And I have three areas that I work in. One is entrepreneuring. So if you want to start a business, and that's what I really could do well for you, or buying or fixing up a house, or becoming a real estate investor, or really just spending money, extra cash. And that's what Lesko Tutor is about. And that's what I'm doing these for, is show you the things that I'm finding. Now, what I'm going to do, the items I'm going to find today, I got a half a dozen or so. After this, I'm going to put them up on on my Facebook page, all the links. So you don't have to worry about copying all my links, and all the things I say. I'm going to have the headline and the links. I did this last time, and everybody loved it. Man, that got more hits than my video. So people are sick of hearing me yelling, but they want the links. So you don't want to hear me yelling and screaming or whatever. Just go, look after me yelling and screaming after the video, and you'll see the links. Or if you're watching on YouTube, it'll be in the the bottom of the page there. There's a place where I put all this stuff. So you won't have to leave empty-handed. Nobody leaves empty-handed. And that's what I want to make sure. That you have tools. And that's what these things are. I see are tools for you to do things. And all these so-called experts are saying that, oh, life is so hard and you can't do it unless you come to me and give me thousands of dollars. And that's stupid, And why? Sure, it's hard. It is hard. Life is hard. And if it was easy, it'd be boring as hell. So forget it. Just put up with the hard. Or just realize it's going to be hard. Like the stuff I give you. I mean, the stuff is real, but it takes work on your part. This is a two-way game, In other words, I sort of see it like dating, I can't get the date for you, but I can show you where the ladies hang out or the cute-looking guys hang out. That's what I'm doing. It's showing you where. Then it's up to you to do that. Somebody asked about Florida housing. Yes, I do that. Lesko Tutor. If you go to Custom Report, leskotutor.com. I do that, and I'll give you like over 100 places, in any city in Florida or any city in the United States to get money and help to buy houses or fix up houses. So take a look there, and the videos I have on YouTube too will give you a lot of free help if you want to continue, doing the research yourself. What I do is just the grunt work, man. I dig the ditches, and do that. There's no magic. I'm not sprinkling pixie dust on something. I'm just doing the hard work because I love it. That's what see their side. The people who love doing this stuff. It's sort of like if you want to fix your toilet, you can probably figure it out and do it, but man, you got to buy tools. It's going to cost $150 in tools and get on YouTube and learn the video. So if you want to do it more than once, maybe you want to struggle through that. But if it's just a one-time thing, that's what I'm here for. I can do it and save you time, money, or whatever, and do it well. I mean, I could do it better. Well, enough about me. Let me get you some stuff, okay? Now, transportation to work. What I've been finding, on the reports I do, the 299s for getting money to pay for anything, there's money now for people to pay who can't get to work. Need money, because if you can't get to work, man, you're not making money. Then you're going to go on some program that's going to cost the government even more money. So how do you do this? How do you get that money? Well, there's set aside money, and there's two places for that. One is at your workforce center. So if you just put your county government name in there and put workforce center and find, you're looking for transportation access to work. Actually, that's what you should put in, maybe just your county name, because see, these things are called different all over the country. So that's why. So when I go looking for people, I'm looking for that program, and what I put in is transportation access to work, okay? And that'll find you there's out-of-pocket cash money to make you go to get you to work, or training that you're involved in, and things like that. If that doesn't work for some reason, then you go to 211. Just put in 211 and have them help you research, because then you can get them on the phone. And they will point you to places locally. Okay, here's another thing that I just found out about it. I didn't read it. How about $20,174 to buy a car? $20,000 buy a car. Now, actually, this is for veterans, but I've never seen a program like this. Where actually they're giving you that much money to buy a car. So it's veterans with some kind of disability that they have to get to work, so they have 20. Now, how they came up with that number, I have no idea. It's in every state, so you can find it. It's $20,174. And here's what it's called: the VA Automobile Allowance. That's an allowance, man. I got allowance as a kid. It was nowhere near $20,000. I don't know about you. Maybe you lived with richer parents than I did. But this allowance gives you $20,174. Now, I mean, to me, veterans, you're going over there and putting your life on the line for the rest of us. I mean, to me, a vet should be first in line for every program. Not only the vet programs, every program, every housing program, every college program, every program that helps you pay your bills and expenses. Not only those from the veterans in the Department of Defense, that's a small fraction. We got tens of thousands of other programs that I think every veteran should be first in line. If you're putting your ass out there in your life, on the line for the rest of us, man, they should be first, and let the rest of us wait behind them, and I think that's so important, man, because they don't, right or wrong, if the wars are right or wrong, doesn't matter. I mean, these people went out and did their job, for the rest of us, and that's important. But it's more than their job. They put their life on the line. Man, what could be more important than that? When will you put your life on your line? Maybe to take a bullet for your child or something like that. But here, people are going to go out and take bullets for us. Wow. I mean, that's wow. What a way. Anyway. Love this guy, no homo. What? I don't know. I see the name of it. Okay, so that's it. Okay, now here's another neat thing I found just recently, and I've been kind of studying college stuff for a long time now, and I have a video on YouTube I'll give you that explains this. You can, the college, if you ever apply to college, most of the colleges charge $50 to $100 to apply. So you got to give them money so you can give them more money. I mean, that is just crazy to me. How the hell, why do we put up with that? And listen, this is why these people, in the universities advertise so much, and they have a big office of they love evaluating applications. Look at what they make. UCLA last year, they got 86,000 applications at $70 a piece. Okay, this is just applications. 86,000. So they made $6 million on people giving them paperwork. $6 million. San Diego State, 56,000 applications. It's $3,000 because they only charge $55. So you can see if you're charging 70 versus 55, man, you're talking millions of dollars. Boston University, 54,000. They charge $80. So these private schools, I think that's a private school. I don't know. They got $4 million. Man, you imagine a $4 million business and just processing the application. People are throwing $4 million on you just so they can give you another 100,000. That's crazy. Georgetown University, they got $1.5 million. That's just an application fee. Okay, there's ways. It's called the college application fee waiver. College application fee waiver. Okay, college application fee waiver. Okay, if you Google that, you'll probably find it. And it's also to give you, take the SATs for free. And then you get a half a dozen colleges you could apply to for free. So you're looking at a half a dozen, that's six, that could be $400 or $500 easily. Man, just apply to a handful of colleges. And that's a higher education to me. It's just nuts. Yeah, we're paying they get a couple $1 million for people applying. Then they charge people $50,000 a year, whatever the hell it is now, to come to get learning. Man, you go to Europe and you can learn for like $1,000 a year by the best universities in the world. Why the hell can't we figure this out? Well, I guess we're a little slow. Or whatever. Okay, now here's another, I don't know if you know this word. It's called respite care. Respite care. And this is used as a term for caregivers. In other words, if you're caring for somebody, man, I mean, that's what I used to do. I used to work with a homeless shelter here in town. And instead of helping the homeless, man, I figured we got to take care of the people who are taking care of the homeless. Because if we don't have those people to help take care of the homeless, man, we're really up in doo-doo land, So that's why that's respite care. So people at home taking care of a loved one or a relative or something, man, that's draining. I mean, they're the ones who need help, or the people who are helping the helpless. And so now the government realizes that, and a lot of states have what they call respite. Okay, if you call, let me spell that for you. R-E-S-P-I-T-E. R-E-S-P-I-T-E. Respite care. So if you just Google respite care, Matthew, I am in a hole when I decided to go back to college and I have 1 month rent left. Okay, let me finish that at the end. Somebody just wrote up they have only 1 month rent left. Yes, actually, and they're whole going back to college. Yeah, that's terrible. Okay, there's emergency rent money. Emergency rent money. If you call your county, a good place to look for that is your county office, because they have a housing. Call the county that you live in, ask for housing, and then they give money to nonprofit organizations that then give you money to get out of the hole like that. I mean, it could be up to $700,000. It's not usually more than that. But actually, I have a video on YouTube that really I put in my reports of a fellow I interviewed who did that. And he gets a list. He said he got a list from the county that showed him like 7 or 8 places he could go to get that kind of money. So we have money like that. It comes from the federal, goes to the state, goes to the county, and then goes to nonprofits. So you have to work backwards and find that. Okay, now the respite care. Okay, to find that, now what you do is you go and Google your it could be the state. Virginia has a state respite program, and it's usually like a few $100, maybe $400, $500, $600 for you to take a break for a couple days, so you could hire somebody to take care of grandma, your husband, or whatever it is. And that's the same thing. Okay, somebody said, I need help in Las Vegas. Well, it's the same kind of thing, anything. That's why I'm trying to be generic and use these terms. Also, what I'll do, remember, I'm going to put all the links that I'm talking about, so you could go right to the links that I mentioned. Okay, so that's respite care. You got that? So you want to Google that, your state name, for somebody. No, it doesn't matter what state. Somebody asked about North Dakota. Yes. Los Angeles. Yes. Dallas. Yes. I mean, the one I was talking about, respite care, that's in Arlington, Texas even. Everywhere has the same thing, programs, but they just call it something different. That's why you got to dig, man. You got to dig at this stuff. You just don't go paying for gold and oh, here it is, just one pet. No, you got to dig at it. So that's why if you don't believe it's there, you're going to stop digging. So that's why I hope these two things do tell you about this stuff. I'll show you links. Okay, now you got to find the same thing where you live. That's what it's all about. I guess there isn't any help from, yes, there is help in Los Angeles. Don't say that. There's lots. Just it works finding out where it is. Okay. Okay. Now here's a great program. You know, it's called Pre-Scholars. P-R-E and then Scholars. S-C-H-O-L-A-S. That's Pre-Scholars. So P-R-E-S-C-H-O-L-A-S. .org. Remember that .org. You're going to go to .coms. You're going to get somebody's going to, you know, steal your wallet. You don't want to, because these people will do it for free. And what they have is 2 months of free training. Now, you could just have a GED, you know, and come to their service, their training programs for 2 months. Oh, somebody's calling on my phone. Where am I? Okay, you can just go to their service. They train people in IT with no IT background, no education background at all, nothing. Yeah, you just have to be breathing, and they can take you 2 months to get a job at almost $40,000, $39,000 a year job. Man. I mean, people are graduating from college now, and the average, you know, like 40% of them don't even make, you know, $25,000, you know, a year. Now, here's a way to just 2 months of training to make 40 grand a year. That's twice as what you'll be making with a college degree. These options are around, but they're different. They're not advertised. They take work to find. You know, that's what I'm trying to educate you how to find that. You know, so that's, you know, and I'm going to give you a link to an interview I have with the person who runs that program. And they're in a bunch of cities around the country. And my new report that I have for 299 ways to keep cash coming in. Man, I got like 70 programs like that, free training, so you could get a better job. I think that's what life is about. You know, we can't wait for Trump to give us a better job. His logic is a little fuzzy on how he's going to do this stuff. You know, and it really depends on you getting skills. That's what it's all about. And there's ways to get those skills for free if you know the options. But if you go on Google, you're just going to know options of spending money to do it. You know, and that's not a way to live. You can't. Particularly if you're digging yourself out of a hole, you can't. Don't spend another nickel, even on me. Just figure out how to get your stuff yourself. Okay, here's another thing I found. If you look at CNN News today, or actually on their website, on CNN, they have a story that says crowdfunding cancer treatment for Kashmir's poor, 30 cents at a time. Amazing story. This young woman in her early 20s got leukemia. Okay, this is, I don't understand. I've been to India, but don't understand, you know, the politics and everything, the healthcare system alone. But they had no money. This young lady was going to die. And she started a crowdfunding site where just asked for 30 cents a piece. She got $40,000 within 30 days. $40,000, yeah. In 30 days of crowd. See, I mean, to me, this is what the power of crowdfunding and the internet and all this is in our lives nowadays. You know, you don't have to go and find some government official to give you money, you know, or whatever. It's the power of the internet. It's learning how to use these crowds that happen. Sure, it doesn't happen to anybody, but it's like that with everything in life. Sure, you're not going to make one stab at looking for a job. You're going to make $100,000, but if you don't look at all, you're going to make zero. That you know for sure. And the same thing if you need money that's an important thing like this to do something. If you try nothing, you're going to get nothing. You know? And what's neat about these things like crowdfunding, it costs nothing to try. And how else are you going to learn unless you try? You know, and that's the important thing of all this stuff is really trying. Getting out there and trying. And that's why, take a look at this story because it's you want to look it up now. She's got a Facebook site. It's L-A-L-L-A-D-E-D Charity. LALLADED charity. Okay, and then you'll find her Facebook page, or crowdfunding page that does it $40,000. I mean, that's amazing. And if you do that, with CNN and find that story, I mean, that's what we have to, forget about what other people are telling you or traditional ways of doing things. It doesn't matter because it doesn't work anyway. So you might as well try something, something new that you can get to work, or maybe get to work. Nothing's guaranteed. Nothing's guaranteed in life. But the only thing that's guaranteed is nothing will happen to you if you don't try something. That's the only thing that guarantees. That's why I don't know what to do in life. When I'm trying to run my business or whatever, I don't know what works. I'm guessing all the time. The only thing I know for sure, doing nothing is wrong. And all our lives are that way. So that's why just keep getting out there and failing and trying stuff as much as you can. And once in a while you get lucky. But if it's important, you have fun doing it. That's why. Don't waste your time on nonsense stuff when you can waste your time on stuff that is important to you. And that's how you grow. Yeah. And to keep growing. And the whole thing is about growth. And that will lead to something else that you never even thought about. So take these 5 things, and I'll have the links up soon. And if you want me to do some of your research for you, don't forget, it's leskotutor.com. I think I have 3 great services there that I think is the best research I've done in my life. Now, after doing this for 40 years, I'm finally getting good at it. And that's why for so little money, I could find you like maybe 200 to 300 sources of money and help to start a business in any city that you want. See, all this stuff is local. That's why it takes so long. And I've written books, hundreds of them in the past, and sold millions. And they're never anywhere as good as what I'm doing now because it's right there where you live. Yeah. And the links are right there. And there's the same for housing. And also for all the programs. And these are things you could use forever. Because they don't change. Very little changes in the world. Like you see, Trump, he's talking about all these changes. You watch at the end of the day, we're lucky if 5% changes. And that may be important, though, because this country is like a big ocean liner. You change degrees, 5 degrees, eventually you're going to miss your the land you were shooting at. Yeah. Yes, it's leskotutor.com. And look at the custom research reports there. And so it's important in the long run. In the short run, day to day, and most of us don't talk much about that. We're just living short term. But we have to focus on important. Pick an item that you think is important. Find the free help to try it in any way possible. Because that will give you information that will make it grow to something else you didn't even know to ask. That's why I wear these question mark suits. Because we don't know the questions to ask. Did you know about respite care before? Did you know about the college application waiver free? Did you know about VA automobile allowance? Well, if you don't know those words, you'll never find them in Google. You're looking for free cars. Everybody's going to say, yeah, screw you, buddy. So take care. I'll be back. I figure I got maybe 20 more years of doing this stuff. But that's where I want to dance. So let me know if you know any sources of music that's royalty free. Free! Nothing's better than free! Actually, the first book I published, I copied the whole book from a book that the government printed out at the government printing office. Nothing in the government is copyrighted. So it's all free! Take care, guys. Thank you. Ah! I think I scared everybody away. Is that what happened? Hey, is the music too loud? Let me know if you think that's too loud. You know, if I scared you away or whatever. I know it's Easter, right? So you probably ate chocolate candy all day long. That's what I would have done when I was a kid. Go out and find those chocolate eggs and eat half of them. Actually, my son gave me this album. He's been listening to it for a while. He introduced me to Basement Jack. He said he calls it wiggle music. But I call it free music, because I'm going to talk about free stuff. And actually what I've been doing, and what I have is 10 things that I found this week and doing research. See, what I do all week is research for customers. I mean, Lesko Tutor, if you go there, and the most popular one I have is like 299 free ways to keep cash coming in. And these are government grants and loans you don't have to pay back, free services, and even internet money. I mean, there's so many ways to make free internet money too and get things for free. So that's what I collect them for where you live. That's why what I'm going to cover today is a lot of things that are just in certain areas. So this is what I found in their area. But what's important, even if you don't use me, is to realize the stuff is there. And you could search for the same kind of thing, you know, where you live. You know, and that's the important thing, because, see, to me, it's asking the right questions. That's what we have to do. Because Google, man, if you don't know the right things to ask, you're never going to find it. You ask for a grant, and remember, one of my favorite lines is, only 20% of the free money that the government gives out is called grants. So if you're Googling grants, you're going to miss it. And that's the important thing, that you don't miss it. So I'm trying to educate people. That's why I love doing the videos. Educate people and showing you what I found this week for other clients. So you could, search for them too. I mean, it just takes effort and time and practice to realize how much Google screws you over, because they're just showing you stuff that you have to pay for. And what I want to do is show people stuff that they don't have to pay for. You don't have to pay. That's what I have in here. Things you don't have to pay. Ooh, don't you love the lyrics to this? Okay, here's the first. Okay, if you need a car. Okay, now I found this thing in New Jersey, where they give out cars for people. I mean, don't forget, in most cities, most places you live in this country, you need a car to get to work. So if people need a car to get to work, what they do is take, they refurbish like government vehicles that they'll normally auction, and get rid of as surplus property. What they do is give a loan to people who have bad credit, so they give them the money to buy a used car so they can get to work. Now, who would have ever asked for that? By the way, what I'm going to do is all the links I talk about, I'm going to put them up, on Facebook. I'll put them on the thing there right after this. And then the same on YouTube. I'll put them in the notes on YouTube. So you have all the links. There's no magic in the world. There's just hard work. That's it. The magic is in you. How are you going to bring your magic out? And that's what I want to do, is show people there's help to do that. There's help to get your magic to come out. We want the magic. And we got to bring out that magic. And that's one way. And this is actually for one, it's called Keys Auto Loan Program, KEYS. Now, why they do it, who knows? It's a government bureaucracy. So if you live in New Jersey, look for the Keys, KEYS Auto Loan Program. Otherwise, wait, and I'll give you the link later. Okay, now here's another thing they have. Actually, that's not New Jersey. That's in Costa County. Contra Costa County. Contra Costa County. And you know where that is? California. Doesn't that sound like a California state or a city? Okay, so it's Contra Costa County. And that's for the automobiles. Okay, now, insurance. Now, that's right. If you have a car, man, what's worse is getting insurance. It's thousands of dollars a year to have insurance for cars, right? But no, you don't have to worry about that. New Jersey has a program. They give you a discount on insurance. So if you have very little money, they figured out what they do is subsidize your insurance. And it only costs you like $360, for a year, not a month, like a normal, thing you would get. So that's insurance, and so that's why it's digging in. See, and who would know? I mean, what they call it? They call it Special Automobile Insurance Policy, SAIP, and that's the state of New Jersey has that. So all you people in the state of New Jersey that haven't gone to jail for, didn't they just send a bunch of politicians to jail or something, or about to? Okay, here's another thing. Speaking of jail, burial money. That's right. The government has funeral money, burial grants. Some of it's like $500. It's usually, it varies by state, but every state has them. It can go up to $1,000, $2,000 to help with burial expenses. So somebody that, maybe a friend or something that doesn't have money to be buried and they pass away, or has a relative or things like that. See, all this stuff is not just for you, you greedy sucker. If you're a greedy sucker like me, then you're thinking about how I can use it. But no, how do you help other people that to use these things? So that's what this, now what's neat about what's coming on the internet a lot is people like me who curate, they call it now. You're not an editor on the internet. You're a curator, like in a museum. You're arranging data and information. So that curate. And here's the website that has it for every state. So you go to this link, and it's listen to this website. I'm sorry to hear.com. I'm sorry to hear.com. So you go to that website, and you look at your state, and they'll have the laws for every state about how much burial assistance you can. And that's really income dependent. So if you're a fat cat, don't bother. but I think our country's getting fewer and fewer fat cats, and the fat cats are getting just fatter and fatter, isn't it? That's what it seems to me. So I'm sorry to hear.com. That's where you find that. Okay, here's a neat thing, boy. I talked to this guy, and I have a video on YouTube of him. He's over in I think Germany, and he's actually an audio guy. He does audio for rock concerts and stuff like that. But he has a free website that gets people to ship things for free. And it's international. So you want somebody to pick up, an iPad in Japan because they're half price? That's what the website is. And they do it, and there's no charge. It's just people wanting to help people, And so they go buy your thing for you, getting on a plane, and what happens, he tells me mostly, is then people meet you at the airport and they give you a ride to where you want to go. And they're small items. If it's a set of golf clubs, that may be an issue. But it's a terrific idea. I mean, that's what's so neat about the internet now is the sharing economy. We're sharing that extra space. So why would you go out and spend 30, 40, 50, $100 on FedEx when you get some person say, yeah, I'll do that. I'm going there anyway. And if it's not a 100-pound set of barbells or something like that, it's not much fun. And it's fun to do something for somebody else, right? Maybe it's a sack of weed and you're not going to get into out of jail, and that's something else. But here it's called Piggy, PIGGYBEE.com. PiggyBee.com. That kind of beat. So PiggyBee.com. And I have it, if you go to Big Data Lesko, I have all my videos there, and you can find it there. So that's BigDataLesko.com. So PiggyBee.com. So that's how to ship stuff for free. Now there's an article in the New York Times I read the other day, which was fun. The headline is this, and you could search this on the headline and find all the websites that I'll give you. Don't forget, I'll give you a link to all these websites I'm talking about. But the title of the article in the New York Times is "No Yard, No yard sale, no problem. And really, what's happening, people are developing apps that are a lot better. I mean, you read this, I mean, it makes so much sense, and it's better. It's sort of like Craigslist on steroids, you know. If you know Craigslist, you know, that was the place that everybody put stuff to sell or give away or something. But this is on steroids. I mean, they have beautiful pictures of everything. They're curated. And you put in, like, how far away are you from these things? And whatever. The first one is called 5 Miles App. 5, the number 5, and then miles, M-I-L-E-S, and then app, A-P-P. Baby. 5 Mile app, and you'll see there, and they're delightfully used. You know, they're easy. They cost you nothing. They just take a piece of whoever's selling. When it sells, they take a piece, and that's how they survive on this thing. Okay, so that's one of them. And then here's another one: OfferUp, OFFERUP.com. And see what they also have, they have shipping services too. They have delivery people if you want to use them, or if not, you want to pick up yourself or whatever, you want to ship it yourself. And so all these things are there. So that's another. Here's another one, Letgo, LETGO.com. That's another one. And here's another one. I mean, there's furniture on this thing. These things are full of furniture. So if you want a sofa, that's what I was looking at, because my son a couple months ago was looking for a sofa to buy. He wanted a used sofa. See, that's another thing. It's a way for you to get rid of your stuff, make extra money on without going through. I guess a lot of people use, you know, what is it? Not Etsy, but you know, the PayPal people. Not, you know, put it on, I can't think of it. I'm an old guy, man. I keep forgetting stuff all the time. But Craigslist and the other thing. Actually, I put some of my suits on the other one. It was very successful. But this is more like a yard sale feeling, you know, but it's classy as hell. You know, and it's very well run. They're all organized. This last one is App Deco, A-P-T, like apartment. A-P-T, Deco, like in decorate, D-E-C-O.com. So that appdeco.com. It sounds like somebody selling Lesko. I don't know, maybe I'm just paranoid. Appdeco.com. That's a lot of furniture. Now here with clothes, it even gets more exciting. Because these things, you have clothes that you want to get rid of. They send you a crate, you know, of stuff to put all the stuff in, and you send them, they pay the postage, you know. and it's true. And then if they don't like it, you know, they just send you money. I mean, if they like it, they send you money, even if they sell it or not. Other ones wait till they're sold. The other ones have, you take the picture, put it on their website, and when it sells, they send you a label to send it. So all you have to do is go up to your closet, all that crap you didn't wear for it. I got a lot of myself, right? Put a picture of it there, you know, and if somebody buys it, then they send you a label, a package and everything, to ship it out, it costs you nothing, and they take a percentage of what they get. See, that's what I mean with the platform and the shared economy. This is where new stuff is happening. Before you had to go down to the, you know, thrift store, whatever the heck it is, or whatever they give you, maybe, and whatever. And that's just the community where you are, right? So, man, when you're going on a platform, you can sell it all over the world, man. There's millions of customers you have. That's what's so neat about it. So the first one here is Poshmark, P-O-S-H-M-A-R-K, Poshmark. It's a little fancier clothes, you know. That's maybe where I'll try to put my stuff. And then here's another one. This is more decor stuff. KRRB.com. K, like in Kellogg's, K-R-R, railroad, B as in boy.com. And look there, they have it. And they pay shipping both ways. You like the sign down? Okay, okay, here's a Thread Up, THREADUP, THRED, thread, up, up.com. And see, you fill up the bag with them, they send it, and if you want the stuff back that they don't think they could sell, I think they charge like $13 to send it back. Here's another one. Cherish, CHAIR, like a chair. You hear that chair? Cherish.com. Okay, now here's some interesting facts. You hear about student debt. Well, it's amazing, I just found out this week too, because I was helping somebody with showing the government programs, that you can not pay your student debt or get it forgiven and all this kind of stuff. By the way, your student debt, if you have somebody on the internet saying, oh, I'm going to solve your problem, and they're all, in my mind, I'm very biased, so don't trust me, they're all just shams trying to get money from you for something you could do yourself. So if you go to leskotutor.com, I got something like for $3 or something. I'll show you the step-by-step, how to do it yourself. But here's what's interesting. Old farts. Grandma has student debt. That's right. There's 3 million old farts with student debt. People like me, even younger, at 60 years or more. 3 million, man. I still have it. And listen to this, too. Not only is there 3 million, a third of it are in default. So there's 1 million seniors that are in default on their student debt. So all you young people out there worried about student debt, man, we got old ones out there worried about it too. That's why I like what New York's doing now. They're going to have free college on their state schools with incomes up to $100,000. Free. You still have to pay room and board if you want to go, but if you stay at home or do something, then you cut that out, right? So that'll be good, and it looks like it's going to pass. I mean, just read it the last day or two. But this is amazing. 3 million seniors have student debt, and there's 1 million of those suckers are in default. So Trump's going to come down and take their mortgage, right? I think that's my 10, guys. So thanks for putting up with me. I hope the music wasn't too loud and interrupted. I'm going to put all the links that I talked about, I hope in the next hour. And so they'll be there for you, and I'll maybe do this in the next day or two again, because I'm just getting a lot of stuff. And if you want me to do the research for you, and what I do, the most popular thing I have is the $2.99, ways to get extra cash and keep it coming in. And there's programs like this, programs on the internet, grants from the government. But see, I do the research right in your city. I'm not going to get the plane and go there. But I give you all the links. Because all the grant stuff, even though it's money from the government, you don't apply to the federal government. You apply locally, and that's it. It's called different things everywhere else. Every city calls it something different. But I have a knack of knowing this so well because I just been doing this stuff for 40 years or something. Before anybody was a student. And so it's a lot easier for me. But you can also, from just listening to what I give you, you have the keywords, you fish around enough, bang on enough doors, and you'll find it too. There's no magic to this. It's just hard work, like real life, isn't it? Thanks, guys, for putting up with me. And we'll get some other music. I want a cha-cha. Yeah, leave me messages if I can help you something.